Introduction. The brutal truth: discipline is not motivation. Discipline is not inspiration. Discipline is not waiting for the right mood. Discipline is doing what must be done even when your mind negotiates, even when your body resists, even when nobody is watching. Most people lose their lives not because they lack talent, but because they lack control. This book is not here to comfort you. It is here to command you. If you are waiting to feel ready, you already lost. So listen carefully. Chapter 1. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind wants comfort. Your future demands sacrifice. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," your mind wins, and your future loses. The mind is lazy by default. It seeks pleasure, shortcuts, dopamine, validation. Discipline begins the day you realize you cannot trust your feelings. Feelings change. Goals don't. You don't wake up disciplined. You force discipline, like training a wild animal. Control the mind, or the mind will control you. Chapter 2. Force is the beginning. People misunderstand discipline. They think it comes from love. No, it starts with force. You force yourself to wake up early. You force yourself to sit and work. You force yourself to say no. Later, force becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. A soldier does not ask his mood before duty. A monk does not ask motivation before prayer. You must become ruthless with yourself, not cruel, but strict. Softness creates excuses. Structure creates freedom. Chapter 3. Pain is the price of power. Discipline hurts. But regret hurts more. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of an undisciplined life is permanent. Pain in training saves pain in life. Pain avoided today becomes suffering tomorrow. Your ancestors survived hunger, war, and hardship. And you are tired because of comfort. Respect your bloodline. Choose your pain. Chapter 4. Routine is your religion. You don't rise to your dreams. You fall to your systems. A disciplined life is boring, and that is its superpower. Same wake-up time. Same work hours. Same focus. Routine removes decision fatigue. Routine kills procrastination. Chaos is expensive. Structure is wealth. Build a life so organized that laziness feels out of place. Chapter 5. No one is coming. No mentor is coming. No miracle is coming. No rescue is coming. This is the hardest truth. You are alone, and that's good. Because now you are responsible. Fully. When you accept this, you stop complaining, you stop waiting, you start moving. Self-respect begins where excuses end. Chapter 6. Silence builds power. Talk less. Explain nothing. Prove everything. Discipline grows in silence. Noise drains focus. Don't announce plans. Don't seek validation. Don't argue with weak minds. Move quietly. Let results make noise. Silence is a competitive advantage. Chapter 7. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is mechanical. Motivation asks, "How do I feel?" Discipline asks, "What needs to be done?" Motivation fades. Discipline remains. Build systems, not moods. Build habits, not hype. On days you feel unstoppable, work. On days you feel broken, work anyway. That's discipline. Chapter 8. Control your inputs. What you watch. Discipline begins when the excitement fades and the mind starts asking for comfort, because that is the moment where most people stop and only a few continue. At first, forcing yourself feels unnatural, almost violent, as if you are going against your own instincts, but the truth is those instincts were never designed for greatness, they were designed for survival and ease. Every time you choose to sit when standing up feels hard, every time you work when rest feels tempting, you are slowly rewriting the rules your mind lives by. Discipline is not loud, it does not feel heroic, and it does not give instant rewards, but it silently builds a backbone inside you that cannot be shaken by moods, opinions, or circumstances. Over time, you stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing the work, because the question itself disappears, replaced by a simple understanding that the work must be done, and so it is done. As days pass, discipline begins to change the way you see yourself. You start trusting your own words because you keep them. You start walking with calm confidence, not because life has become easier, but because you have become stronger. The distractions that once controlled you lose their grip, not through forceful resistance, but through irrelevance. You realize that scrolling endlessly, chasing comfort, and reacting emotionally were never pleasures, they were escapes. Discipline closes the escape routes and forces you to face yourself, and in that confrontation, something powerful happens, you grow. You learn that boredom is not an enemy, silence is not emptiness, and repetition is not stagnation. These are the tools that shape mastery. There will be days when discipline feels heavy, when progress seems invisible and effort feels wasted, but this is where its true value lies. Discipline is an investment whose returns are delayed, and most people quit before interest compounds. When you continue despite doubt, despite fatigue, despite lack of recognition, you are separating yourself from the crowd without announcing it. Quiet consistency creates momentum that loud motivation never can. Slowly, your habits align, your time organizes itself, and your life stops feeling chaotic. You no longer react to the world, you move with intention through it. Discipline also teaches humility. It reminds you daily that talent alone is fragile, that confidence without structure collapses, and that dreams without execution remain fantasies. It teaches you to respect time, to honor routines, and to understand that freedom is earned through self-control, not indulgence. The disciplined person does not seek shortcuts, because they understand that shortcuts steal character. They choose the long road because it builds something lasting inside them. And while others look for inspiration, they rely on systems. While others wait for motivation, they rely on duty. Eventually, discipline stops feeling like force and starts feeling like home. The struggle becomes familiar, the resistance weaker, and the effort automatic. You begin to realize that the discipline you once feared is the very thing giving you peace. Your mind becomes quieter, your decisions clearer, and your self-respect unshakable. Life does not become perfect, but you become prepared. And that is the real victory, not a dramatic transformation, but a steady alignment between who you are and who you promised yourself you would become. In the end, discipline is not about becoming better than others, it is about becoming reliable to yourself. It is about showing up when no one is watching, continuing when quitting feels justified, and choosing long-term strength over short-term comfort again and again. Force yourself long enough, and one day you will realize you are no longer forcing anything at all. Discipline will be who you are. Discipline reveals its true nature not in moments of ambition, but in moments of resistance, when the body feels heavy and the mind looks for escape. At first, forcing yourself feels like betrayal of comfort, yet comfort was never loyal to your future. Every disciplined action, no matter how small, sends a signal to your mind that you are in control, not your impulses. Over time, this signal becomes stronger than doubt, stronger than laziness, stronger than fear. You begin to notice that discipline is not about intensity, but about presence, showing up fully, even on days that feel empty. This presence builds a quiet strength, one that does not need recognition or applause to survive. As discipline deepens, your relationship with time begins to change. Hours stop slipping away unnoticed, and days no longer dissolve into distraction. You become aware of how often comfort disguised itself as rest and how often avoidance pretended to be patience. Discipline removes these disguises. It forces clarity. You see exactly where your energy goes, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. With that awareness comes responsibility. You stop blaming circumstances and start managing yourself. This shift is subtle, but it is powerful, because responsibility is the foundation of freedom. There will be moments when discipline feels thankless, when progress is invisible and effort feels disproportionate to results. These are the moments when most people loosen their grip and return to old habits. But discipline is not a contract for instant rewards, it is a commitment to delayed transformation. When you continue without proof, without feedback, without reassurance, you are strengthening something deeper than skill, you are strengthening character. Character is what carries you through uncertainty, and uncertainty is where most lives fall apart. Discipline also simplifies life. It reduces noise, minimizes decision-making, and brings order to chaos. When your actions follow structure, your mind gains space. You stop negotiating with yourself over every task and start conserving energy for what actually matters. This simplicity is not restrictive, it is liberating. Fewer choices, clearer direction, stronger execution. Discipline creates momentum not by pushing harder, but by removing friction. With time, discipline reshapes identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who does. Promises to yourself are no longer optional, they are non-negotiable. This reliability builds confidence that does not depend on external validation. You move differently, speak less, and act more. The need to explain disappears because results begin to speak quietly on your behalf. Discipline also prepares you for pressure. When challenges arise, you do not panic, because you have trained consistency in calm conditions. When setbacks appear, you do not collapse, because discipline has already taught you endurance. You understand that discomfort is temporary, but quitting creates permanent limits. This understanding keeps you moving forward even when motivation is absent. You do not wait to feel ready, you act, and readiness follows. Eventually, discipline stops being something you practice and becomes something you protect. You guard your time, your energy, and your focus with intention. Distractions lose their appeal, not because they disappear, but because you have built something stronger. You no longer chase shortcuts, because you respect the process. You no longer envy others, because you trust your path. Discipline grounds you, steadies you, and aligns your daily actions with your long-term vision. In the end, discipline is not about control for the sake of control. It is about alignment. It is about ensuring that your daily behavior matches your deepest values. Force yourself long enough, and discipline will stop feeling like resistance and start feeling like relief.